With a Fox 10 News alert tonight, the state against Lori Vallow rested its case. Lori rested her case as well. The so-called doomsday mom charged with conspiring with her brother to murder her previous husband, Charles, for his life insurance money.
Lori Vallow, again, as Christina mentioned, she rested her case today without calling a single witness, but left the door open that she could still testify. That would be dramatic. Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum joins us now with the very latest. Is it possible that she could take the stand?
Hey, John, the door is open just a little bit. This breaking news coming to us within the past hour or so, and we were all on pins and needles waiting to see what happened. In 7 days of trial, the state calling 19 witnesses and finishing with the lead detective on the homicide unit for Chandler PD, Nathan Duncan, resting his case in front of the jury. But Lori did not rest her case in front of the jury. She rested her case, but there is a chance that she could change her mind and testify on her own behalf. She did speak to her counsel for a few minutes, and we'll get to more of that in just a moment. So there is a chance that she could do something, but she has to let the judge know as soon as possible. We have heard an overwhelming amount of evidence presented to the jury detailing the alleged conspiracy between Lori Vallow Daybell and her late brother Alex Cox, also including text messages between Lori and her current husband Chad Daybell, who we know is on death row in Idaho. Now, the jury got to see religious undertones and through Chandler PD's investigation messages about Charles Vallow being a dark spirit, in the words of Lori Vallow. The reaction to not getting the $1 million in life insurance, that was also big in this case. How Lori sent photos of the beneficiary change to Chad Daybell, whom she was in an affair with at the time. The jury was excused after the state rested its case. Now, the state was going to call 21 witnesses, ending at 19 with this lead detective. We were definitely shocked at that moment to see that. Now we get to closing arguments. The state requested that closings take place on Monday morning. Lori agreed, but before all that, there was a last-ditch effort. Listen to what she had to say when asked if she was going to present evidence on her behalf. She filed a Rule 20 motion, which is asking the judge for an acquittal due to insufficient evidence. Here's what Lori Vallow Daybell said.
The state has failed to show substantial evidence for count 1, conspiracy to commit first-degree premeditated murder. The state has provided no evidence that I agreed with another person that any one of us would engage in certain conduct that I intended to promote or assist in this premeditated murder. Crime premeditated murder requires the state to establish a person caused the death of another with premeditation. The lack of evidence to show any evidence of a conspiracy to commit murder. There was no plan to murder Charles. No evidence has showed that, in fact, evidence suggested self-defense on the part of Alex.
Okay, so of course the state had a response for that. Prosecutor Trina Kay said, look at all the iCloud data, look at the evidence showing that Alex Cox came to Lori Vallow's home with a gun ready for that morning of July 11th, 2019, when Charles was ultimately shot and killed after the alleged fight. The judge agreed with the state's response and denied that motion. Judge Boreski finding that there's definitely enough evidence here for a reasonable juror to find Vallow Daybell guilty. So obviously they're going to move forward with that. Again, she still has a chance to change her mind, but tomorrow the court goes over jury instructions that will be very important for the jury of 14, and ultimately there will be a final 12 chosen. But right now, closing arguments set for Monday morning at 10:30 a.m. John, Christina.
Justin, she does have co-counsel who's kind of, I don't want to say holding her hand through this. This is really her show, and that's been very apparent. But does her co-counsel ever try to step in and kind of end this, what sometimes seems like a train wreck?
It doesn't seem so. This is her show. Like you said, she has a paralegal that helps her, sits next to her. For the most part, when she does have questions, she will go to her counsel, and she did that today before filing that Rule 20 motion, basically that Hail Mary for an acquittal. But cross-examination, she has been admonished many times, even scolded about her line of questioning, objections sustained left and right, but she is in full control when she takes that podium and questions witnesses, and she's done that for many of the 19 witnesses called by the state. So we will see. It's hard to predict what's in the mind of this convicted killer. Let's remember that she murdered her 2 children. We don't know what's going in her mind. And at one point, she was, determined to be incompetent and now competent throughout her saga from Idaho to Arizona. But this is a person representing herself as her own attorney, and that's her right. So we will see if she does indeed take the stand. But right now, it looks like it's a no.
Yeah, you said she left the door open. I find that so interesting. Closing arguments could start on Monday. That's what they're planning for. But, I mean, it would be interesting to hear directly from her.
Yes, and the reason why I say it's still open is because she did not rest in front of the jury. The jury had been excused after the state rested its case, and the prosecutor said, we'd like her to, if she's going to rest, do it officially in front of the jury. So that didn't happen.
Okay.
If she wants to do this, she has to let this judge know as soon as possible. We'll see what happens tomorrow morning in court. We'll be streaming coverage of this basically jury instruction review.
Okay. Justin Lum tonight. Thanks, Justin. Don't forget you can watch closing arguments. Well, we'll hear that for sure. That's on our YouTube channel just by scanning the QR code on your screen. And if you subscribe to the YouTube page, you will get notified the next time we're live.